Greetings, everyone! Welcome to Vampire the Masquerade, Burn It Down. As you can hopefully see, we are missing our good friend Alex, Alex Mars, played by James Davey. Hopefully he'll be back next time. But we do have Mr. Madison Faircloth, played by Dylan Coffey. We have Willow Walsh, played by Ferrer. And Cadence Hughes, played by McKenna Kelly. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to actually just jump right back into it where we left off. Oh, quick note to our viewers. This episode is going to contain some disturbing content, particularly some depictions of abuse. So just be aware of that, and if you don't want to watch that sort of thing when it comes up, feel free to X off or skip past it or whatever. It's not going to be super long or super extended, but I just wanted to put that out there that it's on the table. So you guys had gotten some information regarding the sheriff. You pretty much know where he has his base of operations, potentially his haven. You know that part of his operation is a young Malkavian that he has presumably under his thumb that is a prodigy at prognostication and that sort of mad seer capacity that the Clan of the Moon tends to have. And also, it is believed that the sheriff has captured one of the Sabbat who made their way through your territory thanks to that arrangement that you made with the Archbishop. And it was intimated that the person that was captured, knows about the arrangement, knows about your involvement, and that should be motivation for you guys to get on this. Get on this. The Sabbat basically said that they need a distraction, that they don't want you involved in extracting their person, but that they do want something that will pull the deputies away from the hotels. And you know that a couple of deputies are going to be escorting that Malkavian up north of the city to Alpharetta to see a movie, which is apparently part of their necessary patterns and schedule to keep them manageable. So, yeah, that's what you all found out, and it was fairly late in the night when you guys sort of wrapped up and started to spin the gears of your plans. So it is that Wednesday night. The sun sets, and you all become less of a corpse. Not entirely less of a corpse, but for the most part. So I'd like everyone to roll for our hunger check, please.
Cadence is feeling it.
Uh-oh.
Yep. That puts me at 3. I think it's time to get a bite.
Okay,
Yeah,
get a bite,
same.
get a bite. Okay, so Willow, how's Willow feeling?
I'm feeling fine. Rare, right?
Indeed, fantastic. So Madison is at 3. Cadence, what are you at?
3.
3. Okay, so the beast is most certainly letting itself known. It wants what it wants, and it's probably going to distract you in whatever it is that you're going to do. So I'm presuming that you want to handle that.
Yes.
Okay, so Cadence, what's your general strategy? How are you feeding the beast?
Same as she normally does. She's probably going to head out to an area of their domain where there's maybe, a little more bars, maybe a club, something where people are going to be walking around.
Okay.
And she's going to find someone who's walking home alone or, going out just for air by themselves, and she's going to wait for them to get out of sight, and she's going to pounce them.
Okay, so I'm going to want 2 rolls from you, both of them including your hunger dice. The first is a Dex stealth roll, and then a Dex brawl roll. And basically what I'm looking for is to see if the beast shows itself. So you don't really need to give me any more information other than whether you get a compulsion or something.
Okay. That's 3 successes on the stealth, no relevant hunger results. And then can I add my grappling specialty for the brawl?
You most certainly can.
Thank you. That's That's 4 successes on the brawl. Also no relevant encounter
Okay,
results.
so you are able to waylay some poor soul, successfully pull them into an alley, and take whatever blood you want from them. The last question I have for you is how much?
She just goes down to 1. It's tempting, but she's
Yeah,
uh,
you're sort of feeling it, and you've felt that quiet recently, and you know how good and calm and perfect it feels, but you're able to resist. You're able to hold back from that last drop. Now, Madison, what is your
Hey.
strategy? How do we fill up the Tim Tum?
Well, I have a herd.
You do indeed.
I have
So,
2
yeah.
dots of it. In fact, I actually don't know what that does mechanically.
It
but
adds
that
di-
represents.
It
Huh?
adds dice.
Yeah. So he has his little black book of people who are into the things he's into, as it is contextualized in their relationship.
And also, I believe your herd and your one of your domain things add into that. So that is going to be a charisma persuasion roll, plus your herd, plus I believe your chassé, which I believe you guys have a chassé of 3.
Yep, and then also my persuasion victim specialization.
Indeed, yeah. So make that roll, and let me know if it gets interesting.
That is 4 successes and nothing interesting.
All right, fantastic. So this takes about an hour. Willow, while they're slaking their thirst, is there anything you want to be getting started on?
I had started last night in regards to buying up any hotel with vacancies
That's
on
true.
that day
Mhm.
around, and I'm like, I'm talking to the I'm talking to my other people, or my what's the name of, let me see, the manager that I have, Andrew, the not the CEO of my company, being like, hey, so I'm buying up some things. If you want to tell people, if they want, like, a night in a hotel, this is complimentary, just like for their service. Or whatever. Spin it however you want. Here, take some hotels. Check it in.
So yeah, you find a hotel in Buckhead, a couple of blocks away from the sort of the Buckhead Theater Club district.
Mm-hmm.
That is basically a motel that serves the function of having a place for drunk people to go and have sex. Like that seems to be its stock and trade. And yeah, throwing a little money around, a little resources, you are able to very quickly acquire it. Now the place was in kind of dire straits, which is why you're able to get it so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Has a bit of a reputation. You think that there might be some dangling loose ends that might need tamping down, but that's probably not what your focus is going to be tonight.
No, I'm just super interested in there being no vacancies.
Okay, yeah. So they are cleared out, and you get your hands on it, and you basically make it so that as part of the transition process, no reservations tonight. It's going to be empty, and for whatever reason you want to pull it. So that takes that. You were able to finish that up. You started that before you went to sleep, and your people have been on it throughout the day. And they just someone comes by with some paperwork, or just for you to not necessarily sign, but oversee the particulars of.
Yeah.
So yeah, by the time Madison and Cadence come back, you have that buttoned up. That you have a hotel near in Anarch territory, that's sort of along the way from where this theater and where they're wanting to get back into Camarilla territory.
It's kind of just in the way. Like there's a very clear sort of route, because this place, is it in uncontested territory, the theater?
The Buckhead Theater area is clear. It is a claimed area of town. It's basically the sort of the anarch cabal that controls the Buckhead club scene. But you're a few blocks away from that. So while they might have some interest in this particular territory, it's not specifically their domain.
Okay, yeah. Because I feel like the plan we had mostly talked about last week was just making sure that time gets rough, like time gets spent, and when he tries to get back to where he needs to go, there aren't any places to go except
that's true,
where we have to offer petty hospitality, if you would.
Indeed. So yeah, you have a place ready to go. Getting them to that place might take some maneuvering, but you have a place. But that's
and that maneuvering,
indeed.
Well, that's in the form of 5 dots of influence over the city government.
Indeed. Now, I will
start road work everywhere.
Indeed. Well, there's sort of 2 stages to this, as far as I understand it. The first stage is throwing your weight around in the theater proper to make sure that there's only one showing and it's super late. And that it gets out around the time that they're going to have to scramble to get back somewhere, and that scrambling is going to have to be funneled somehow. But we're putting the cart a little bit before the horse. So I want to know, because this is in Alpharetta, Madison, which is not Atlanta. It's in Fulton County. Because Fulton County is goddamn huge, but it is not the city of Atlanta. So while you do have a lot of strings to pull, they get a little extended when you try and go north of the city and into another city proper. So what I'd like to know from you is, I will let you use your full dice pool when making some of this happen. With the acknowledgement that it's going to strain your resources and cause some difficulty down the line, which may be important later on when you're trying to do small-scale maneuvering. Or you can take a 3 dice penalty and work conservatively.
This is for the specifically closing off
the theater and whatnot, because like I said, you're trying to interfere with a business in a city that is not explicitly in your influence zone.
So I've also got some just plain old money to make up the difference there, because a lesser plotter might think that this all has to be done through one mechanism, but you can mix and match when it comes to this sort of thing. So if I push a little bit from one way and then push a little bit from another way, say, for example, offering a certain amount of money to rent the place out privately for a certain amount of time.
Or just buy up all the tickets to every showing.
Exactly. Well, I'm reluctant to buy up all the tickets to every show, because they almost certainly have their own counter clout and could probably convince them to just, hey, let us stand in the back or whatever. I don't want to...
Or like, hey, there's no one actually here.
Right. Yeah. But if it's this is rented out for a private event, but the private event will go only until 4 a.m. Or whatever, that's a little bit stronger.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So yeah, I could say that you can throw some money around on this too, but that will mean that your financial resources will be a little taxed.
That is fine.
Okay.
I'm not the only one who has money in this group, but I am the only one who has a ton of influence.
Yeah, he really is.
Because you're all contacts and allies, right, Mo?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to, let me just take a look at your character shirt to see what a good roll for this is.
And I wonder how other anarchs would feel if we were like, hey, you're never going to guess who we know is going to be in a certain building at a certain time of day.
Indeed.
I bet they'd all just be like, yeah. Tell us about that.
I would like you to roll your manipulation plus politics, adding your influence.
Influence or resources?
Roll your influence, but with the acknowledgement that you're using your resources, and it is your resources that are going to be taxed.
I'm taking the -3 either way.
Oh, you're taking the -3. Okay,
yeah.
Noted. Okay, that's that. Well, I would say that if you want to throw your resources in, that would mitigate the -3. and allow you to go full ham while being while not ringing alarm bells and doing a lot of stuff. So if you want to roll your full dice pool, but take the hit on your resources in a narrative sense, you can do that.
What do you guys think? It's 8 versus 11 dice. I feel like 8's still pretty good roll.
Yeah.
It depends on the difficulty of it.
Yeah.
That's true. Do I know the difficulty, Scott?
You do not. I will let Dylan and the other players know something that your character just do not know. This is actually going to be a contested roll.
Okay.
I feel like, this is just me, but regardless of whether it's contested or not, I'm kind of paranoid and will always take all of the dice.
Yeah, I mean, if the worst thing that happens is I gotta tighten the belt for a little while, then fuck it. So we'll go full ham.
Okay, go full ham. Okay, but your resources are going to be taxed for the evening.
I believe in you. Both of you, but mostly Dylan.
That's 5 successes.
Sick.
Come on.
5 is pretty good.
Big money, no whammies.
I rolled more than that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I would like this is slightly off base, but there is a mechanic in this game called succeed at a cost.
Oh.
You have my attention.
It just basically means that if you fail a roll, but with what you're in reasonable threshold, that you basically succeed, but there are narrative consequences that may or may not trigger in mysterious ways. Now I will say
I would probably accept that.
Well,
I was going to reroll some of my dice with willpower, though.
You could do that if you wanted to.
Because I have actually not used willpower this entire game.
That is also a possibility.
So how many do I reroll when I do that?
You reroll 3.
Okay. So I'll reroll just 3 of these failures.
Mm-hmm.
They're all still failures.
They're all still failures.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I will tell you is that you did succeed at doing what you want to do. The theater is locked down to your specifications. But something else is happening that I don't want to go into too much detail, but I will say
I'll take it.
that it would be to your advantage to succeed at a cost. But it was also to your difference.
Sure.
Okay, you're doing it? Okay, so you're succeeding at a cost. All right, so we will get into what that means later in the session. But for now, what Madison knows is that he's perfectly arranged the chessboard. Everything is set up to be exactly the way you want it to be. There is, you've rented out a couple of the theaters. There's emergency fumigation. Like there is some sort of chemical leak from like one of the stores next door that needs to be taken care of. That takes a couple of the theaters offline. You've got a little bit of wiggle room. Like it started off, this theater is just shut down and unavailable, but you've anticipated some maneuvering being done to counteract what you have. So you basically have a fallback position that is exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
But that is completely set up. Now, there's another aspect to tonight's escapades.
Yeah.
Which is getting a distraction. Pulling more deputies away from Hancock's stronghold, which I believe was discussed would be Cadence's responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Cadence and the East Side Boys.
Are you gonna get the Brewha beat down squad?
Oh yeah.
Indeed. So yeah, you head over to Edgewood where they have their various hangouts and whatnot. You're able to slip right in. You're a pretty welcome figure. Unfortunately, you're not getting in contact with Nicky C. He's a very private man. Apparently, he only shows his face when he's not entirely expected or whatnot. But you are able to get in contact with Trayvon, who is his kind of right hand, and you let him know that stuff's going down, and they are most conducive. Now, they sort of make an inclination that, like, if you have an idea, you should probably float it. But like, there's a little shit-eating grin on a couple of them that says that they've been cooking something up.
Okay. So, firstly, whatever we're doing, geographically, I want it to be as far away from what Madison and Willow are doing, to in case anyone gets wise, it'll take them a bit to backtrack.
Absolutely.
So, are there any hotbed territories bordering the Camarilla where, say, if we started something nearby, that they might get uncomfortable?
There absolutely is. I mean, there's territory that surrounds the Camarilla territory. The Cam has secured the sort of middle corridor of the city, but there's all sorts of different territory. Now, while you're sort of spitballing, Trayvon says, we're open, but we've got something if you want to hear it. He's
what do you got?
So, you're new here.
Yeah.
So you probably don't know all the players. So, yeah, most of Clan Brujah left the Cam,
Right.
Most of them came over to the Anarchs. Not all of them, though.
Yeah, because the others are pussies.
Exactly. Well, there's a motherfucking Brujah primogen.
What? No.
Yeah. Oh. Fucking pretender elder motherfucker.
Oh, God.
But no. It gets so much fucking worse. Guy's name is fucking Ethan.
Ethan? Who named the fucking kid Ethan?
Some fucking prep asshole. The name is like not even the thing. So get this guy's fucking deal. This guy likes to pretend that he's staying a part of the Camarilla as part of some grand strategy. That, he believes that, true change has to be motivated from without, i.e., well, he doesn't say i.e., he's not that kind of guy. That's Scott saying i.e. But true change has to become from without, by the Anarchs raising some shit. But he thinks that you also need to have someone on the inside changing the gears and fulfilling the traditional Brujah role in the Camarilla. That's his whole game. So this motherfucker, this son of a bitch, has a policy, an open door policy. Any Brujah or any Anarch Brujah and any friend of an Anarch Brujah who wants to come into his little fucking shit show civil rights museum club nonsense that he likes to roost in, it's an open door. They can come in right into Cam territory, put up their heels, party, be it like the old times, like the old Cam Anarch relationship.
Yeah, because that was so great.
So that was so fucking great. So you know what?
He looks like and I already want to.
Oh, he's a real piece of shit. Like, he likes to talk about how much he's done for mortal and immortal civil rights and whatnot. But he's a rich white kid.
So we're gonna go tear his club apart, is what I'm hearing.
Well, okay.
I mean, not that far.
I don't know about tear his club apart. It might go that way. But we're certainly going to go and abuse his hospitality.
All right.
Because you know what? Fuck that guy.
What?
That's what we.
Fence sitter.
That's what we have. That's what we've got going on. If you got a better idea, we're down with it.
Hey, no, that sounds absolutely fucking perfect.
So yeah, we're just gonna be shitty house guests until he calls the cops on us like a fucking traitor.
Yeah, no, I am totally down for that. Like,
cool. All right. So
I
yeah.
I know we're being shitty house guests, but can we stop fights with other people?
I mean, yeah, I think that all of us here, and he indicates like 4 other guys and members of the gang, like all of us know how to be that guy at a party.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of guy that, you don't want to kick out because he's a cool guy and he adds a cool authenticity to your scene. But by the end of the night, you call the cops on him because you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I think we're all capable of playing that role.
Oh, 100%. It's been a while since I've had a good old-fashioned throwing of the fists.
I mean, you know what? It might come to that. It's fine. When the deputies show up, I'm sure we're going to have ourselves a nice brawl.
Awesome.
Because you know what? All Camarilla are bastards.
Hells yeah.
So that sounds like a fucking party. Let's get in the fucking van.
Love it.
So yeah, the shitty punk rock van pulls up, and you guys start heading into it's in Midtown. It's in kind of like a condominium complex where you start heading. So Willow and Madison.
Okay.
What is your plans as far as the rest of the evening? Are you guys going to be going up to that theater so you can have eyes on it?
I'm genuinely thinking about it. Like I kind of want to know what they're going to talk about. Like
we definitely need to be in the region.
I want to know if I can get in ahead of time and set up a bug or something. I really want to know what gossip is going on in there.
Well, rumor has it that they're having some sort of inspection, impromptu, of course, this evening.
Oh yes, you're so good.
You can try and get your way into that. I mean, it's very easy because Madison arranged for the inspection.
Thank you, Madison.
For you to just say, here, have a contractor that.
Yeah. Hell
yeah. So
She's one of the best.
So I actually sent you guys an image of what this place actually looks like over in our Discord.
Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Just the outside of it. It's kind of in the corner of a shopping center.
Digimax Theater.
Right next to a vape zone.
It is in fact next to a vape
Classy.
zone. There are 4 relevant businesses. You've got an Indian restaurant right next to it.
Yeah.
Big surprise. There's a barber, which is definitely going to be closed at this time of night.
A dentist?
Oh no, sorry, no, it's a dentist. You're right. There's a dentist. There's a vape zone, and then there's a Greek restaurant.
Can I just say that anybody who just has the word dentist, that's their sign. There's no branding. There's no name of.
Don't go there.
Dentist.
Fair enough. But you are able, and go ahead and give me a intelligence technology roll, since you can have access to the area just fine, just to see if you can set something up that is surveillance inside. So are you setting this up in the lobby, or what are you doing?
I suspect. Thing is, we don't really know where this is going to take place.
Mm-hmm.
I think the places that she's going to make the assumption they'll be in are any sort of the rooms where they set up the projectors.
Mm-hmm.
She might put some in a bunch of those.
Okay.
If there's any sort of office or anything like that, she'd probably put one in the biggest theater that they had.
Okay.
And then the smallest theater they had.
Okay.
And she's like, if they're not in one of those, I don't know where they're doing this.
Sure.
In the men's bathroom, I don't know.
Are you going to do it in the lobby as well?
Yes, I'm probably going to put one in the lobby.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So give me that roll. Let me know how many successes you get.
Hell yeah. All right. These only count as 2 if there's 2 of them, correct?
Yes, only if there's 2 of them.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
That's adequate. You are able to put little audio-visual bugs in a couple of places. You put your main one in the lobby because you think that's probably where they're going to be spending their time, because you guys have planned to keep them here. In a couple of in sort of the main back office, in a couple of the theaters. You guys have funneled it so that there's only going to be one showing of one movie. So you definitely.
It'd be great if we could also delay it as well. There's an electrical problem.
Yeah. Well,
something goes wrong with the projector.
Madison has set that all up. Those series of dominoes are already set up, taking into account the fact that they're probably going to put some juice to counteract what he's done. So he's been able to set things up very well to make sure that all happens. So yeah, you've got the place bugged. You've got it. Wired to your laptop, basically.
I will sit in my van. I will get a white van.
You will get a white van. Awesome.
I'll get a creeper van if I have to, because I am ready to listen.
Awesome. Well, like I said, there's two businesses. Well, there's three businesses. You're pretty sure that the Indian restaurant is going to be busy because there's going to be a lot of people who want to see movies that aren't going to be able to. So they're probably
they're going to be so mad.
So they're probably going to go to the Indian restaurant. There's a vape zone and a Greek restaurant. The Indian place, the vape zone, and the Greek restaurant will be open. They're all open late.
Yeah.
And you could also have a creeper van. So you guys have some options as far as where you want to wait this out.
I say to Madison, so I'm going to have a surveillance van. Well, maybe not like a van, but like maybe like a minivan sort of thing. And I could park it like in front of the vape zone. Or maybe further away. It doesn't matter.
The parking lot of this place is very big.
I could park it. I'll park it somewhere inconspicuous, but in
the middle of everything.
Do you want to be in there with me, or do you want to? Do you have do you want to go inside?
I was thinking I might find somewhere to entertain myself on the part of town we expect them to be funneled into, so that I can adjust plans on the fly if necessary.
Okay, so what you're saying is I should bring 2 cars. One of them I'm definitely watching from, and then when they leave, if I follow in the other car. Is that what you're saying?
I think that is a great idea.
Oh, okay. Then it was my idea. Thanks.
Cool. Sorry, I just noticed that one of you sent me a message. I'm gonna look at what that is. Okay, sorry. So anyway. Yeah, that's certainly arrangeable. So Madison, you're going to be hanging out around Buckhead Zone. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think that's the idea.
Okay.
And as a note, we did plan to give a courtesy. This is happening right outside of your front door. Mm-hmm. Kind of heads up.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a bunch of clubs in this area. That's kind of like Buckhead downtown is Club Central, including the Asylum. Which is, a little exclusive. You might be able to just walk in, but you might have to expend a little juice to get into there. Or, there's any number of establishments that you could spend your time in.
I'm spoiled for choice. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Okay, so you're just going to be roaming that area and occupying
it. Having a good evening, just enjoying the night air.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so it gets to be about 10:30, 11 when you guys get all of this set up. From what you've been able to tell, this person, this Malkavian, likes to generally do a midnight showing. Is kind of it's part of their pattern. So about 11:30, Willow, you're in the parking.
I'm in my van.
You're in your van, and you see a large, heavy-looking SUV pull up to the theater.
Oh, hell yeah.
And 3 individuals get out. 2 of them are dressed in very sharp but very functional suits. It's not a job interview suit. It's a getting business done. It's an action suit. And the third is a very striking individual. They're wearing kind of this. They're also wearing a suit, but it is most certainly a sort of a high fashion, like strong lines. Their figure is more defined by the suit than whatever's going on with their body.
Okay.
And they have like shaved up the sides hair that is a little long in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not certain what their gender is, but you can definitely tell that they are of Indian descent.
Okay.
So they are, the three of them get out, two of them on one side of this individual, and they go up to the ticket booth.
As soon as I see them go in, I'm climbing into the back of my van, getting everything set up. Like, I'm
Okay.
getting excited. I probably text Madison like, there's 3 of them are entering.
Excellent.
Okay. So they start going up to the ticket booth, and they start having a conversation with the person at the ticket booth. That definitely is taking longer than such a conversation needs to be. But we're going to cut over to Cadence real quick. So Cadence, you and the East Street Boys, or at least a contingent of them, are make your way to Midtown, to a condominium complex that has very large, very sort of separate condos. Like there's not a lot of, you don't really see, it's a condominium, but you don't really see your neighbor unless you want to, kind of place. And they sort of snake their way sort of to the back of the complex to a sort of an out-of-the-way building that only has you think that only has 3 condos in it. And they say, this is the fucking place. This is where Mr. Ethan Rivers has his open door soirees.
Out of a fucking condo.
Yeah, well, it's the whole fucking building.
No. This
I
is
mean,
very suburbia.
well, yeah, he is who he is, so this is who he is as a person. But anyway, so all right, so we're gonna start pleasant, but ramp it up. We all on board with this? Cool. All right, so they get up, they roll up, and start knocking on the guy's door. He's like, oh, he doesn't know we're coming, by the way. Just so you know about that.
Oh, I didn't expect he would. Like,
why would we call?
Well, yeah, exactly.
So it takes a couple of minutes, but the door opens. It's a young woman. She says, "Uh-oh, we just lost Mo.
Oh no.
Hopefully she'll be back." That's no good. Okay, well, if she's not back in a couple minutes, I'll redo the thing. But anyway, so like I said, it's a young woman. She looks a little off kilter. She's like, "Hello, can I help you?"
Yeah. We're here to have a nice chat.
I see. Do you have an appointment? Do you have Sorry, maybe I should get Mr. Rivers.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna go do that. And she scampers back. And about a couple minutes later, this pretty handsome, pretty stylishly dressed man comes to the door. Oh, here she is. Lomo. Comes to the door and just sort of has this perfect smile. And he says, oh, Trayvon and the East Street Boys. And friend, I wasn't expecting you, but you're of course 100% welcome. Come on in, guys.
Cadence, she'll walk in.
Okay, yeah, you got the 5 of you walk in, and it's like he doesn't miss a beat. Like, he's obviously a little flustered, but he just welcomes you right into his house. And he says, well, what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, friend over here is new in town, and these guys here thought I should get to know the city a little better.
I see. And does friend have a name?
Fred most definitely has a name. You can call me Cadence.
Cadence.
Yeah.
I've heard that name.
I'm sure you have. Me and my crew got a nice little piece down in Cabbage Town.
Yes, Cabbage Town, delightful.
That's great.
No, it's a great area of the city, very authentic, a lot of local art. I'm a little jealous. If I were a Toreador, I'd probably be moving in, but I'm not. But I have heard your name. I've heard your name at Elysium, no less.
Yeah, don't surprise me at all.
He says, well, since you're new, why don't I take you on the tour? Boys, make yourselves comfortable while I show her around. And they're like, aye, aye, Captain.
So I would like to point out that Cadence has not wiped her feet since she came in the house.
Oh, yeah, no, why would you?
No.
And there was some rain recently, because this is a couple weeks back from current time.
Mhm.
And yes, hasn't wiped her feet. He doesn't seem to mind too much, but you do notice probably maybe about a minute after you pass by an area, there is someone tending to the carpet. But he says, like, so, I don't know how much you know about my little project here, but I may be of the Camarilla, but I still believe in social progress and keeping things egalitarian. And I've managed to collect some very impressive, to my mind, and memorabilia of the various movements towards that. And he sort of leads you into a large hallway that's kind of
Mhm.
set up like a gallery. And it has sort of this collection of mementos from like the suffragette movement, the 60s civil rights movement, all these sort of social movements, including one or two that don't bear any connection to mortal things, something very clearly associated with the activities of Clan Bruja, both in the Anarch movement and within the Camarilla. Just sort of these grand things that display the clan's social awareness and progression.
Mhm.
And he just sort of takes you one by one, and he is obviously very proud of all of this.
Mhm. She'll ask questions as she's going along just to see how much he actually knows about the things that he's collected here,
Mm-hmm.
and ask for the ones that she thinks he might have been around for, ask what he did during this, or how'd you get your hands on that, and ask the like annoyingly proby questions, like down
Okay.
to the detail, like really trying to test him.
So part of being able to do this is you kind of have to know your shit too.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like for you to roll me an intelligence politics roll.
Okay. Which isn't going to be very good, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
It's 2 dice. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh yeah.
Still 1.
One success. Yeah, like you know what you want to do, but you don't think you have the know-how to, like, you think even if he is 100% full of shit, you're pretty sure he knows enough to snow you on any question that you want to ask.
Okay. In which case she's going to take the annoying amount of questions route.
Okay, yeah. So you just start peppering him with this, and from at least the beginnings of the conversation, you can tell he has a very robust knowledge of this. Like, this is something he studied, if not was directly involved in a lot of it. You can't tell which is which, but he certainly knows his stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, he takes pleasure in showing you all of this. It certainly seems to be something that he's quite proud in. So you are definitely occupying his attention for quite descriptive.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So, back to the theater. About 10 minutes of conversation go by, and eventually they clearly they've sort of talked through the talk, and they're getting nowhere. Like they've hit sort of like one of Madison's many roadblocks that he's put up. And they go basically into the lobby. They've obviously said, like, we're trying to get something solved here. So in the lobby, so you have a good camera view, and you have sort of it's not a great audio connection to it, but you're able to sort of make out that they're talking, because they're actually talking fairly loudly, or rather, one of them is talking very loudly. This person is in sort of the cresting stages of what you can tell of a very near freak out. They are not happy with the situation at all, and their voice is very raised, and the two of them are very close to them, and just sort of talking and talking and talking, and eventually this person just starts shouting, like, no, 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 I can't, I can't, I cannot. It has to be this. It has to be. I researched it. And like the few people that are here are like starting to.
The employees are like.
And this goes on for maybe close to a minute before one of them just hauls off and decks them. Like, full force, slams his fist into their jaw, and then slaps him across the face, and grabs him then by the collar and starts speaking very closely into their ear. And you can see one of their hands is on their wrist, and they're just twisting it. And
I'm actually gonna call Madison at this point while I'm sitting there, sort of listening to everything.
Okay. So Madison, where are you? What is Madison?
I found the most beautiful little fountain outside of a little shopping center, and I'm just appreciating it at the moment.
Okay. So you're
tossing a coin.
Yeah. Your phone starts to ring.
Hello.
Hey. So, it showed up in an SUV, and I tell him the license plate number of the SUV.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, so they're in there. So it's two guys in suits, and then like this other more slenderish guy with an undercut.
Okay.
So yeah, no, the slender one starts freaking out, like he's clearly losing his shit in the lobby.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, the other one just hauls off and punches him. So I'm not saying that this seems like a hostage situation sort of thing going on, but it kind of has that vibe. I can't tell yet, but when I figure it out, I'll say something. Yeah.
Well, I think the plan really is compatible, even if that particular complication comes to pass. We would just change our handling of the
hostage
guests.
Yeah, well, we'll see what's going on. But yeah, no, they gave him a lot of trouble at the front desk. They were sitting there for like 10, 15 minutes. And then, they're sitting there in the lobby, but they can't get into anything. So.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Yeah, where are you at?
Oh, I found the most lovely fountain down here in Buckhead. Do you want a picture? I'll send you a picture.
Of the fountain?
Yeah, it's just a nice fountain.
I guess I'd like
relaxing, enjoying it's very good weather. I just feel very happy.
It's quiet on the phone for a little bit. Oh, okay. I'll call you back, and yes, I'd love a picture of a fountain.
Yeah.
I guess.
Sure.
All right.
Just let me know what happens.
Yeah, I'll continue to keep you updated on this. Have you gotten contact with Cadence?
No, but I assume she's probably having a little too much fun for me to bother her.
Okay, well, I'm just saying in the past, her being alone and unsupervised has led to some bullshit. Just
It
a
was only the
thought.
one time.
I mean, in this particular time, it's okay for her to start a little bit of bullshit, but this is kind of a delicate operation. Maybe you should just check in. Just saying. I'm busy. I'm watching this. I'm enthralled.
I suppose I can see how she's doing.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay.
And I hang up and then continue to watch.
And then you get a picture of the fountain.
Boop.
He really is by a fountain.
It is a nice fountain.
So when you come back to it, you see they've sort of moved their package over to sort of one of the benches that line the lobby, and one of them is sitting right next to them, has sort of their hand on the shoulder, and they are very pointedly looking down at their phone, in like absolute stock still, just their thumbs moving.
So she just kind of keeps watching, and she's just sort of waiting for something to unfold. She suspects that she's texting people to let them know that something isn't right. I'm sure is what she's alerting people to. But...
Okay, noted. So yeah, Cadence.
Mhm.
You this guy is no end of anecdotes and trivia and memorabilia about the fight for equality and the fight for freedom. And he's certain. Mm-hmm.
And this is weird. It's a question for Dylan. How much would Madison have told the group about his history with the civil rights movement?
As much as she wanted to hear, pretty much.
Which is probably a lot. So as Ethan is going through his stories, she's, when she can, going to be like, oh yeah, I heard about something like that from my coterie mate, and start, insinuating that maybe Madison's history is a little bit more impressive or real than Ethan's.
Oh no, are you inserting me into a dick waving contest non-consensually?
That's exactly what she's doing.
Yes.
So
he's bragging about you.
after a couple of times you do this, he says, yeah, I've heard of Mr. Faircloth and his involvement. We ran in similar circles, but I do hope you understand that his reputation isn't exactly sterling on the night side of things.
Yeah, well, mine ain't either, so...
True.
Whose of us is really?
Well, I know that I'm not blood hunted in 5 cities. So, I'm sure he's a lovely fellow, but I would not wave his name around seeking social cachet.
You get no clout.
She's not trying to get clout, she's trying to piss this guy off.
I mean, you've certainly affected him. You've certainly
Keep going.
Oh God, what would she say to that?
I will send Cadence a text at this point because I said I would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what does the text say?
It just says, your mother wanted me to make sure you're feeling all right.
I love it.
With a winky face.
I get a shiver.
She says, she just holds up a hand. She's like, I gotta take this. And she, because that'll be annoying too, just interrupting him in the middle of a story. Pulls out her phone and starts texting. And she's like, oh my God, this guy won't shut up. Hopefully I can break something soon.
I hope the same.
And then she's gonna say well, yeah, maybe blood hunt in 5 cities, but you don't start that kind of trouble unless you're right about something and you pissed someone off. Rather make waves than just sit around doing jack shit.
This is, you're certainly right. There is certainly a time for rabble rousing and provocation. but the things I've heard aren't exactly along those lines. And it's at this time that you do hear something break.
Like on cue.
Like pretty much on cue. He's like, "Pardon me."
No, take your time.
So yeah, you're able to, he sort of trots away, and you kind of follow if you like, and there's just like a 70-inch flat screen is on the floor, not very gracefully, like they're like, oh, like there's like people like, ooh, oh man, yeah, oh shit, sorry, you're gonna miss Game of Thrones, man. Like they're like, they have these sort of like sorry not sorry shit-eating grins on them, and he's just like, things happen.
Insured.
It's insured. It's fine. I heard the writing's going downhill anyway. So let's okay, that's just great, guys. So he's like, you've clearly knocked him off his guard, and then this just came around for another punch. Willow.
Yes.
You're still watching, I'm assuming?
Yep. I'm sitting in the back of my car or in the back of my van, probably on my stomach with my laptop, like, oh boy.
So it's about 1:30 now. And they've sort of gone up, talked to the manager a couple of times, and they're sort of trading off. One of them sits next to the person, another goes up and talks and whatnot, and they're working their way through all of the little dance that Madison has set up for them. And eventually, they sort of get to the point where they're here. Okay, we can open up a theater at 4 a.m. and show your thing. So that sort of calms things down a little bit, but only for a little bit. You're a little shocked because something clearly starts to agitate this person.
Okay.
They throw their phone down and they get up, or they try to get up, and like, you're not hearing what they're saying because they're kind of being incoherent. But there's a lot of agitation in this person. Please roll me a wits insight.
Interesting. Okay. I got no successes on my black dice, but I did get a skull on my hunger dice. I'm by myself.
You are. That is a compulsion. So
I think. Oh, let me get my book.
You can take the compulsion, or you can spend a willpower to re-roll 3 of your black dice.
Let me look at these compulsions. Let's see if there's anything good.
I mean, we'll take a look, but I have something in mind, which I.
Oh, do you?
I generally look at the compulsions as sort of a guideline. I like to assign something that's appropriate.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I don't like rolling the random dice.
I don't like that either. I've read through them, and I know what's generally going on with them. So,
which one are you thinking?
I'm thinking something, but I need to know whether you're going to roll those dice or not before we talk about that. Because you feel the beast start to pluck at your strings, and you know that's going to. You feel the dominoes start to fall, but you have a moment where you think you can muster your will if you want.
Let me see how much willpower I'm sitting at.
Okay.
Oy. And spending a willpower will get me
3. You can re-roll 3 of those dice.
I'm getting pretty. I've spent a bit of willpower these past couple sessions, one on account of getting shot and whatnot.
I mean, there is that. I will note you should probably, if you want to acquaint yourself with your ambition and your desire to see about getting some of those back, that might be something to keep in mind. But we're in the situation that we're in.
Yeah, we're in this situation right now. I'll take the compulsion.
I'll take the compulsion.
Yeah.
So Willow is kind of a junkie for drama. I'm thinking that you can't just watch this on screens. You need to be there. So you are out the door of your van.
Hell yeah.
And you are making your way, and it is like you are literally at the door to the theater when you
I'm
sort
about
of
to buy myself a fucking ticket to
Yeah,
the
exactly.
4 o'clock showing.
Yeah, you are
I've got to
absolutely
be in there.
Yeah, you like before you're even like you're at the door of the theater before you're even cognizant of your behavior. But you're there. Like you're out of your van, you're in the theater, and you see these 3 people, and you see like the couple of nervous employees. And like
I just like as I'm like becoming more aware, I'm just sitting there. Oh, there's only a 4 o'clock showing. That's fine.
Yeah, there's like someone trying to, like, you kind of walk past the ticket booth. Like, ma'am. So you come back out, you deal with the ticket.
Sorry about that. My bad.
Like,
I thought maybe you paid inside.
No, it's fine. It's a hell of a night. But yeah, so you have.
Oh, tell me about that.
He's like, well, we've been having some difficulties with the city. There was an inspection. We've got some of our theaters rented out for people who aren't showing, but they've spent the money, and it's just been a very odd night.
Oh my god, that sounds like such bullshit.
Yes, it is, ma'am. But here's your ticket, please. If you want to wait in the lobby, there's a nice restaurant next door. If you want to wait, my cousin works there. I think they're giving out free appetizers.
I look inside of the lobby. Do they have like a claw machine or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend some time at that because I want to listen in.
Okay.
I want to listen in real close.
So this person, they are pacing around, and by the time that you kind of like get yourself and situate in, like the 2 other people have just been like having a conversation, and they walk up to them, grab them both, one by the arm, and just start leading them towards the bathroom.
As they sort of walk, I just press the button on my claw machine, wait for them to keep going towards, and then go back to tail.
Okay, you're tailing them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Like I'm gonna go back. Once they go in, I'm gonna stand at the door and see what's going on.
Okay. Roll me a wits awareness, please.
Oh, 2 successes. Excellent.
2 successes. You hear the sounds of someone getting the shit kicked out of them. It is like.
Which bathroom are they in?
They're in the men's bathroom. Yeah, you hear sounds of flesh on flesh, bone, and then there's this terrible sound, very visceral sound, and then all the sounds stop. Madison. So I'm assuming that you're kind of keeping abreast of your spider web of things. I would like for you to roll me a wits and investigation roll, please. As you're sort of keeping an eye on things, looking at messages coming from into your cell phone. There's 2 successes.
2 successes.
So everything's going just fine. All of the maneuvers that you've made are going swimmingly. But then you notice that your maneuvers are not the only things happening on this level of things. You're starting to get messages about, city level stuff. And you're not entirely certain how impactful it's going to be. But there's certainly things not of your design are happening in that area, and it's hitting like the things that you're keeping an eye on.
What sort of things? Any specific examples?
There is, there's a sort of a city government. Someone's checking up on that inspection. Just to see, like, is this a serious thing? Do we need to get such and such involved? No, it looks fine. There's you see that there's some police patrols are getting rerouted. A slightly higher level of police presence in that particular area of Alpharetta.
So there are things that are at least tangentially related to the stuff I've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna rotate out of casual wandering the evening mode and rotate into find a cafe, get in the corner, and pull out the laptop mode.
Okay. Noted.
Moving into my second battle form.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And I will send a text to Willow that says, hey, there are more eyes on that part of town than should be, and possibly more pigs as well.
So yeah, you get this text around the time.
I'm guessing she left her phone in the van.
Yeah, I think she did. I think she absolutely did. So you don't get that text.
Nope.
Yeah. So back at the party, there's things have. The mood has picked up a little bit. There's a bit more. You've heard sort of a Brujah tradition called the rant. Where the Brujah like to let themselves get a little loose, start arguing about some stuff. They let their fiery blood out, and you think that you're seeing the beginnings of an impromptu rant, because they're arguing amongst themselves and with Ethan about how to oppose fascism, the benefits of, sort of the what benefits come from the sort of neo-feudal society that the Camarilla is versus the myriad forms that the Anarch movement make, the benefits of Ethan's little idea of sticking in to make change from the inside. And it's all pretty above board. Like, no one's throwing insults, but it's a lot of ideas are getting insulted. And when you insult the ideas that someone's hold, it's kind of like insulting them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the mood of things. How does Cadence involve herself in this kind of conversation?
She would sit back and let them really get into it and like pay attention to what they're saying. She's not sure how much of it she actually cares about or understands, but she's looking for the things that get people to react.
Right.
And when she sees the thing that really gets under Ethan's skin, she's gonna join in and exacerbate that point and try to rile him up to the point where he throws the first punch.
Okay. All right. what I'd like to do is
I don't have the same background that all these guys
Sure.
have. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but no, what you just said sounded real dumb compared to that.
Sure. Give me a let's go with a charisma performance roll.
Okay. What have I got here? Performance. Okay. Okay. So when you roll the 2 10s, if one is red and one is black, does that matter, or do they both have to be red?
That
messy
absolutely matters. So that is a messy critical.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if you needed 2 red or
no,
one
only
red.
one of them needs to be red. Now I will once again give you the option of rolling your willpower to try and get rid of that. You can roll up to 3 dice. So that means you can just take that 10 and re-roll it and hope that it doesn't get a 10, or you can just take the messy critical.
I think I'm just gonna take the messy critical because I feel like that's appropriate in this situation.
Hell yeah.
Like.
Yeah. So you kind of. It's weird because your beast, your Gangrel blood has that sort of hyper predatory instinct.
Mm-hmm.
And even though this is not your milieu, this isn't your scene, part of your beast is sort of picking up on the energy of the Bruja vibe. And you just sort of from out of nowhere, the words, "Motherfucker, what have you actually done?" Fuck, like, let's see your fucking dick. That comes out of your mouth.
That's 100% in character. I am totally okay with that.
And it's kind of a non sequitur because he's been very deftly maneuvering the conversation away from put up or shut up kind of things, and you just come right out with it. And he turns and looks to you and says, I wouldn't expect a Gangrel to understand these kind of high-level political and philosophical means. Why don't you mind your own fucking business?
Cadence.
My fucking business is all the shit that goes on the ground while people like you with your big ideas and your plans and your fights start causing problems and doing things that you think are right, but you don't ask the people you're stepping on. Okay, so yeah, I don't have lofty ideas. I don't have education. I don't have any of that theory shit. But I know what it feels like when other people use it to push you down. So maybe let's talk real life experience here.
So
break a glass, come on.
Yeah, everyone has stood up. You guys were kind of in this conversation circle. Everyone is up, and you got the boys behind you while you're saying this.
Nice. And she's getting right up in his face. I imagine he's taller than her because most
people
are. And she's
he is.
Seriously, what the fuck have you done?
I need to make a roll for him.
Yes. God, I just love this drama. Oh.
I can't tell you how good it feels to just be that guy or that chick right now.
He takes a half step forward to you, and then takes a deep breath and takes a full step back.
Oh.
And he says, I do admire your passion. And you're right. Street level experience is different. It's not been my scene for a while. Benefits of age. But I think someone who pals around with, I'll just fucking say it, some kind of fucking demon worshipping Ventrue bloodline that has been known to harbor infernalists of all stripes, I don't think that you have the best judge of character. So maybe you should take a step back and let people who don't muck around in that sort of thing have their say.
What?
Are you talking smack about my coterie?
Yes.
Define smack. If you mean untruths, if you mean slander, no. I'm talking things that are known amongst the Camarilla about Mr. Faircloth and his line. There's a reason why 95% of them have been executed. They truck with demons.
You know, I don't know whether what you're saying is true or not. Maybe I'll ask him, maybe I won't. But I see the things he can do, and
Really, do
I
any of
believe-
those involve throwing around green fire?
No.
No,
not at all.
you should
No.
maybe keep an eye on that.
Yeah, maybe I will.
You can actually tell that like some of the guys that you're with are taken aback by what he's saying.
What I do know is that when people don't like someone, or maybe they're jealous, thinking that maybe they don't measure up, they like to throw around insults and lies to make the other guy look bad. See, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people think about my coterie. Clearly you do. You care what people think about you.
It's like, yes, I have a well-earned reputation for positive action and keeping this powder keg of a city from blowing up by being a moderating influence on those who have decided to run around in the sandbox.
Yikes.
All right.
Shit.
I have to think a minute and see. I have to think a minute.
Okay, all right, we'll head
Bring this
back. So Madison.
Achoo.
Indeed. How can I sneeze? So yeah, you've hunkered down at a cafe. You've got your laptop out. I'm assuming you're digging in. You're looking into what's happening.
It's go time.
Okay. All right. I need another. Let's go with an intelligence investigation, since you're taking your time and not just passively looking at what's going in.
Ah, only one this time.
Only one. Ah. Yeah, you're looking at that information. There's something clearly up. Something's bugging you though. You're seeing a lot of activity and there's something crawling. This might be a call for a reroll because you're seeing a lot of stuff that's not adding up, but you think that there might be something to catch in this mass of information. So if you want to make a reroll, I'm making the Storyteller recommend that you spend that
I think I'll do that.
Okay, so you can reroll 3 black dice.
All right, that brings me up to 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So it's a lot of noise. It's a lot of bureaucratic chatter. But you sort of follow that checkup on the inspection, like the people who are checking into that. And you start to see that came from some federal office. And you find a reference in sort of one of those. You see the phrase, and it's kind of stuck in randomly. It's not really referencing anything or part of any sentence structure, but you see the phrase "bee bodies," which, if you would like to roll let's see, what would be very good for that? Definitely a wits plus. Let's go with a wits Let's go with a wits academics.
Pretty sure I know what that is already.
Yike.
Two.
Two successes. Yeah, that could refer to blank bodies, which is what the Second Inquisition has been calling the kindred in their campaigns. So you see those words and it just snaps in your head. With the combination of the federal office, which you dig a little bit into that and you see that that came from the CDC.
Oh no.
And I think that with that, we're going to take a break.
Great time for a
Little bit earlier than ready, but I've been seeing in the chat, and I too also need to take a break. So we'll be right back, everyone. Thank you for coming. And oh boy, the Inquisition is in town.
Oh boy.
All right, hello, welcome back, everyone. Quick break there. We are gonna pick back up at the party in Midtown with Cadence, who has gotten into a little of a verbal tete-a-tete with Mr. Ethan Rivers, Brewhop Provision of Atlanta. And what does Cadence have to say in regards to what Mr. Rivers has been laying down?
All right. Well, she's just gonna step forward for every step that he takes back.
Okay,
And,
so you're staying up in his face.
Yeah, she's staying up in his face. She's not giving him room to breathe. Not that they can breathe, but
fair enough.
She's gonna say, listen, I don't know if what you're saying is true. I do know that you really don't get to choose who embraces you. Okay? So yeah, maybe someone in his bloodline made a pact with a demon somewhere along the line. That doesn't change what he's doing now, and I've seen him do good work. But while we're on the subject, it seems to me that that whole demon worship thing, that seems to be something that you folks in the cam, or some folks in the cam, they really like to throw that around when they don't like folks. It seems to be pretty popular. Or maybe I'm just misremembering things.
He's like, what do the kids call this? This is a concern troll, isn't it?
What? I didn't catch that.
This is a concern troll, where you pretend to care about something in order to exacerbate a point. But yes. Infernalism is a problem. It's a bad thing. And as for your little explanation there, have you ever known a Ventrue who doesn't embrace exactly who they want? Exactly who they know will fall into their schemes. So, certainly, maybe Madison is innocent, but he was chosen for a reason. And who knows? Maybe the devil hasn't come calling yet.
Yikes.
But I would keep an eye out. Because yes, maybe some false accusations get thrown around. But as far as the Camarilla is concerned, infernalism is a danger. Worship of dark, terrible, heretical things can lead to the dissolution of a domain. And it's something that the Anarch movement doesn't seem to give a utter rat's ass about. I'd say you guys are ripe for infection.
Ooh.
But that's neither here nor there. I am one who believes that this situation between the Camarilla and the Anarch movement, this back and forth, I hesitate to even call it a war. I think it's a temporary thing. I think that eventually cooler heads will prevail when, enough of us has been destroyed by the Second Inquisition. And the methods that keep the kindred community safe the proper ones, the appropriate ones will be seen to be effective, and we'll all just calm down. So,
what's effective? Seriously, like what's what's effective? What is the Camarilla doing right now that's so great that does good for people like me?
People
like the people in my domain.
Talk about the sheriff dropping the tire from the helicopter.
What is so good about standing up to someone who's fucking beating you down for no reason and then having them drop a fucking tire through your roof? See, that to me, that ain't keeping people safe. That is petty fucking bullshit. It don't deserve respect. And I don't have the words to describe how much of a, like, seriously, how hot is his grip on your balls? Like, seriously.
I'm assuming you're referring to the good Sheriff Hancock.
Yeah. Who the fuck else?
Well, to my knowledge, his hand has never been near my balls. But
Yet?
I am in no position to discuss or critique his methods. He does a very...
You're in no position to critique anything. You're in no position.
He'll drop one on you too.
In the past 5 years, we have had one incident of a Camarilla member being taken by the Inquisition. 15 of yours have been snatched off the streets.
Yeah,
Numbers
but who counts as Camarilla?
This is who counts Camarilla, the members of the Camarilla.
And who gets to be one?
Well, that is the will of the prince and the Primogen Council.
So, yeah, your way's great, but if you don't make the cut, then I mean,
well, I mean, pardon me.
There's a whole bunch of people who don't even qualify for that level of protection. I can think of 10 or 15 that crossed my border just a couple weeks back.
As well, I will remind you that your clan and most of my clan actively left the Camarilla. So, it's not as though we are kicking everyone out. People are abandoning the safe haven so they can go their own way. As for the Thin Bloods, I sympathize with their struggle, and I don't necessarily agree with the policies that have been put down from the Inner Circle and the Justicariat regarding their admissions to the Camarilla. But it is what it is. We have to draw lines in the sand in this situation. Our world is on fire, if you haven't noticed. The humans know, or at least the ones who can do damage. And it may be callous, but we have to put the fire out before we start bringing everyone back in. Otherwise, we all just burn with the house.
So what you're saying is you're a coward.
I need some dice.
Hell yeah. Throw hands. Hell yeah.
This is Miss Hughes. I'm going to say this once. He cracks his knuckles. Do not call me a coward.
Oh my god.
Okay. Would you prefer something else? Pansy, maybe?
He says, yes, that is frivolous. That is patter. But I will not abide being called, well, as we said in my day, yellow-bellied. It does not happen in my house. Am I making myself clear?
Yeah. Giving me all the more reason to say it again. Coward.
He
How are the people in the background? How are the other
They
boys
are-
doing?
they
they
are-
like, oh,
they are sort of in readiness. Like everyone's like still standing up. Everyone's like seeing that shit's about to go down.
oh shit.
Quicker than you can tell, he has a stake in his hand.
Oh shit.
And we'll be rolling some combat rolls when we come back to you. So, Willow,
Hi.
you are outside this men's bathroom. Things seem to have calmed down. What are you doing?
Are there any more employees in the lobby?
No, there are maybe 3 other people in this place, and they're like tending to things because they've sent people home. There's obviously not a lot going on here. There's just basically a skeleton crew, and no one's in this alley, in this little hallway.
She's just sitting there like, do I want to go in?
Now you do have a camera in this bathroom, but it's feeding into the laptop.
Wait, you have a camera in this bathroom in which 2 sheriffs just beat the living hell out of somebody?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, I put cameras in a lot of places, and I did mention the men's bathroom.
You did?
Excellent.
I sit there, and I'm sort of just like waiting outside of it. Like, she sort of has a moment of hesitation where she's like, I sure wish there were more staff so I could tell them that there's a fight in the men's restroom. Ugh, I sure don't want to have to go in there though.
It's at about this time that you hear some conversation happening in the lobby.
Oh, yikes. I would like to, I need to get back to my laptop, but I don't want to go through that lobby. I don't know who I'll see there. Can I peek into the lobby?
Yeah.
Can I just like,
Give me a dex stealth roll, please.
no problem.
Include your hunger.
Of course. Four successes. The 4th one is on a hunger dice.
Nice. So you sneak up, you peek around the edge, and you see the manager talking to 2 individuals wearing sort of workaday suits. It's a man and a woman. They have badges prominently displayed. Some sort of law enforcement. And they're just having a casual conversation with the manager regarding something. Now, I will say that this this hallway that you're in leads to one of the exits that goes out to the back. But it is kind of an emergency exit. So it would trigger an alarm if you just yeeted on the way.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Now you can probably disable it. You're pretty good with that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was
But you
just
can get it.
thinking
You
that.
could, like, there's an exit. It's right there.
So she sits there, she sees that, she looks at the badges, and she's like, shit, police. All right, they're not supposed to be here. I don't think that's part of the plan. And she just turns around, and then just that sort of dread that she has anytime she sees people with badges, like the same one she had at the house when she got shot.
Right.
There's just this sort of instinctual dread of the Second Inquisition that she has, and she's just like, oh my fucking god. Maybe not. Maybe it is. She knocks on that bathroom door.
Okay.
Very briefly, and then goes to disarm that thing. Because if that's who she thinks she is, even if she doesn't like those motherfuckers in there, they can't get caught.
Okay.
You did?
All right. Okay. I would like you to give me a dex larceny roll.
But that we might actually ignore the funneling and be like, hey, if you need a place to lay low, I know one.
Yeah, because there's just this sort of like, hey, listen, like we're fighting, but there are like a few situations under which like stop fighting, come on. And it's the feds. 3.
Okay, so I mean, this isn't your standard shtick, because this is built to be pretty foolproof because it's an emergency exit.
Yeah.
But you're starting to tinker with it, and you hear the door open behind you to the bathroom, and someone peeking their head out, and someone like, "What the fuck?"
And I like, as I'm like trying to open the door, I like give him a look, like and then I open the clearly alarmed door.
And the alarm doesn't go, and he starts to say something, but then he sort of looks behind him, and you see some gears turning in his head, and he goes back into the bathroom. Are you heading out? What are you doing?
What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wait in the back for them to come out.
Okay, so you're
Like,
staying.
Yeah, I'm going to give them like 4 minutes. If they're not out in 4 minutes, I'm going around to my car, and I'm gonna get back in my van because.
Okay, noted.
All
right. So 4 minutes go by, and they do not come out of that bathroom. So.
I could do something for you guys. God damn.
You're not sure what's going on in there, but today, like while you're sitting there, those two people are still having that conversation with the manager. But you head out.
Can I like go around the front, back to where my car is parked, and sort of peek back?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have
lobby.
You have to go around like to that
big block.
The big block. So like, but you can certainly get to that edge and peek out. And you see, as you're sort of rounding around the building and you sort of come back into the parking lot, you see, like I said, this is a very big parking lot.
Yeah.
The exits to the street are actually like maybe about a half a block away from where you are. This is fairly like deep into the parking lot. But you do see cop cars at every exit to the street. Just they don't have their lights on. And this parking lot is pretty much empty. Like there is the SUV, your van, and another van that's pulled up close to the theater, and just a sedan that's parked next to it, and then these cop cars. There's like 3 exits to the street, and there are a cop car at each one of them. Madison, Willow has not responded to your text in some time.
Yikes.
I'm going to send the largest question mark emoji possible in the texting application we use.
Okay.
Sorry, bud.
And then I'm going to send a text to each of them that simply says, "To I."
Okay.
Be careful.
We will get to that when we get to that. Yeah. Are you going to be doing anything else, or are you just staying in this cafe?
Yeah, I'm probably going to get moving the fuck out of here. Probably trying to get back towards our haven.
Okay,
just
so you're
to set up for a possible abort of the operation.
Okay, so you're heading back to Cabbage Town.
Yeah.
Okay, that is within your thing. Call an Uber. Or do you? How are you moving around tonight?
We're gonna do a traditional taxi with cash tonight.
Got it. There's actually probably easier to get a cab at this hour than it is to get an Uber.
And I am still gonna try to exert some influence / connective pressure to try to help these two out.
Okay, noted.
If the movements seem to be
sure. So you're keeping an eye on things and whatnot. Yeah. So Willow.
I know what I'm gonna do.
This is the parking lot that you see. What are you doing?
All right. So what kind of town is this? Like what part of town is it? Nice? Is it?
It's nice. It is a sort of suburban, residential, lots of shopping centers. You know, it's close to a part of the city called. It's kind of on the edge of Alpharetta and Roswell, which Roswell is this very historic part of the city. So there's actually a lot of like old buildings and old like smart like city squares and whatnot. But it's pretty upscale, pretty nice.
Okay, so
but you are.
What I want to do is I want to. Are there like people walking around?
No, it is
Pretty
probably empty. 3 a.m. by this time, so it is
pretty
empty. Like you see like the couple of employee cars are behind where you came out. So, like I said, there is a handful of cars there's your car, your van, your getaway car, the SUV, another van, and a sedan in the parking lot proper.
If I can, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little time. I just need to find a person because my intention is to bribe someone to go onto that lot and get my van.
Okay.
And drive it to a location. I will give them fucking cash, but I need a person. A gas station attendant. I'll be like, hey, I will watch the counter for you.
Okay, so you can find a gas station. Like you kind of have to walk a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not going back on that thing.
Okay, you're not going back. But like I said, this is a very big, very open parking lot. So I would like a dex stealth roll from you.
Sure.
Because you're pretty sure that you're certain that there's some eyes on this area.
I would be perfectly willing to also use like if I need to like duck or hide at any point, obfuscate or anything like that.
I believe
honestly I do have celerity. To get away, rapid reflexes,
that is a possibility.
Let me see. It's non-combat stuff.
It's non-combat. However, it is moving at supernatural speeds.
How dark is it? Is it well lit here?
It's not like blaringly well lit. There are street lamps.
But they're looking.
But you're pretty sure there are eyes. Like like I said, there's a van, like pretty close to the theater, and cop cars at the exits. So you're pretty certain this place is being watched.
Yeah, 100%.
And unless you've increased your obfuscate, I believe you only have the ability that works when you're standing still.
Yeah, it is supernaturally fast, but okay, I'll just do the dex stealth.
Okay.
And then thank God. Five successes.
Okay.
That's my highest roll, so thank God.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you are able to find your way through the least conspicuous parts of this parking lot. And you find your way basically into the next shopping center. Mm-hmm. So you've avoided the cop car that's on the direct exit. But you come into the next shopping center and there is a gas station there. As you're making your way to it, you feel a very light tap on your shoulder.
Oh, okay.
And when you turn, you see 3 people. And they sort of get close to you, and you suddenly realize you can't hear anything.
Oh.
And one of them just puts his finger up to his lips. And they begin to sort of move off into a darker area of the shopping center that seems to be a bit more conducive to not getting fucking run down in the street.
Huh, yeah.
Cadence.
Yes.
So this man has a stake in his hand.
Yes, he does.
What's your reaction to that?
Her reaction is to try to get that stake out of stabbing position. So probably duck low, aim for his midriff, get a grip there, and then hope that the boys back her up.
Okay, I'm going to need a dex brawl from you.
Fantastic. I love rolling 6 dice. It's great. Oh, that's 3.
This is a contested roll, as most combat is in this game. Okay. You manage to lunge at him. Hello, kitty.
Oh, sorry, she's.
It's okay. I love cats. They can do no wrong. You lunge at him. You get a hand on his wrist, and you feel instantly that you've sort of fallen into a trap, because you're not feeling any kind of forward momentum. It doesn't feel like he was actually going to make a move for you, but now he is pulling you close to him. Like now that you are physically engaged with him, you are like engaged in a grapple with this guy.
Okay, well that was my intent anyway. Yeah. She didn't want to grab the stake. She wanted to grab him so that she would be in close, and so he couldn't move it to get her in the heart.
He doesn't seem to be trying to stake you, but he has like a very strong hand on your shoulder. Like you guys are sort of engaged. Now, the boys behind you, you hear the sound of hammers cocking. You hear, like growling noises. And there's sort of a very tense but slow moment. No one's making a move. But you are engaged in a grapple with this guy, and you feel your guys behind you. What are you doing?
What she would do is, all right, he's not trying to stake her. She does want to try to push him down.
Okay.
She doesn't want to hurt him. She wants him down.
Okay. All right, that's going to be a dex brawl. He is certainly going to be...
And actually, what is...
Your grappling specialty will apply to this.
Yeah, of course.
So that's an extra die.
4.
4 successes. You are... It's strange. Like, this guy is clearly very solid. He's very muscularly built. Like, he's got some meat behind his fashionable clothing. But you are just sort of locked in kind of a stalemate with this guy. You're trying to get him down on the ground. He's standing his ground, and he is just increasing the pressure on your shoulder. Not a lot of ground is being given or taken either way. It's kind of disconcerting. You guys have literally rolled the same number of successes both times.
You guys are just like you're
Yeah,
even matches.
You guys seem to be fairly evenly matched.
Mhm.
Trayvon speaks up and says, "What the fuck are you doing? Get your hands off of her."
Yeah.
No, this is fine. This is fine.
Oh, you're
I'm
good?
fine.
You're good?
No, it's not fine. No, it's not fine.
Ugh,
He's like,
I'm
oh,
fine.
sweetie pie, you're good. All right. Well, you know what? We'll leave you to this. I think we saw some stuff that we wanna take our hands on. So they all like two of them kind of peel off, start heading to his little museum area. And he just starts to like look following, like, what the fuck are you guys doing here?
Starting shit.
We're here to have a conversation. We need to make a point.
He drops the stake, takes his hand off your shoulder, and he says, "I know a snow job when I see one. What are you fucking up to?"
Well, what you could do, I guess, is you could stay here, and we could continue this little matchup of ours, and let my friends trash your place, and then you call the sheriff's dogs and they come here to kick us out, or you could save yourself the trouble and you could call the sheriff's dogs here to kick us out.
I need to make a roll.
I wonder if like he'll just be like, "There's no way she just said that."
Yeah,
That was what was
yeah.
happening.
I'm making a roll. We'll see.
He's like, "There's no way." Well, what?
So what you're saying is you want me to call the sheriff?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He
we're not leaving.
sits down and just starts like smiling. You want me to call the sheriff? That's what this is about. Sit down.
I ain't sitting.
He says, all right. You know, I appreciate a good hustle, but I don't appreciate a bad hustler.
Oh no. Oh no.
Maybe I can do you a favor.
Yeah?
Sit down.
Negotiate.
Is there a chair nearby?
Yeah, it's you're in this little sort of conversation pit area.
She'll grab a chair and she'll like sit up like with her knees in it. Of course, like
Okay.
talk to me.
Trayvon, who's still here, is like kind of looking back and forth between the two of you. Like he knows that like shit has gone bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like snapped to his boys, and like you don't hear anything breaking in the other room as of yet. He says,
She's gonna look at him and she's gonna say, "Let's hear what he has to say and see if we like it."
he says, now, I find this very interesting. So, like I said, a good hustle, I'm a fan. But you've kind of shown your cards. I know what you want. You're
Mm-hmm.
young. I understand. That's fine. So, we can make this pretty simple. It could be a minor boon, and you tell me why you're doing this. Or a major boon, And I don't have to know.
I'm okay with telling you why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because the sheriff decided that he
While
wanted
you're
to-
talking, you get sort of the loud, buzzing, like emergency override sound on your phone.
Mhm.
Like it's set up to urgent text, like actually rings even if you have it on vibrate.
Mhm. And she's like, since I'm telling you exactly why I'm doing this anyway, can I just see what that text is?
By all means.
She looks at it.
And it is from Madison. Madison, what did that text say?
It just said, "To I, watch your back."
Problems.
You and me both. Now, like I said, I was going to tell you why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because someone decided that a tire through my roof with a dead guy in it was appropriate retribution for a prank. So yeah, I was just looking to get into a tussle and work out some speed and try to get back at the asshole who'd made me look like a fool. So yeah, maybe I misjudged you. I thought, hey, here's a Bruja. I can rattle him up, make him throw the first punch. He'll call someone. There'll be a brawl. I can get some good punches in. That's why I'm doing this.
Roll charisma plus subterfuge.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's 100% true. It's not the whole truth.
That is the problem. The problem is that there is quite a bit more truth to this situation.
Yeah, there's.
I believe in you.
I love my dice tonight. That's 5.
5 successes.
Oh shit!
This is
Damn.
This is gonna come back to bite me later. I know it.
You know, bit of advice.
Yeah.
Petty squabbles like this are the thing that get you killed. For real.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe it. A young Gangrel, full of piss and vinegar, not really sure which end of the city is what, getting into a dick-waving match with a legionist lump of meat. It tracks. So, that's a minor boon, which I will be hanging on to until I find an appropriate thing. And
Wait, no. What's the boon for? What are you doing for me? I just volunteered that. It's information.
I'm not doing anything for you, Miss Hughes. You owe me for doing what it is that you came here to do.
But what are you doing that makes me owe you?
Calling the sheriff.
Well, see, this is real. This is a real treat right here, because you're gonna want to call him whether or not I'm here or not. And she just shows him the text.
He looks at
Because
it.
shit's going down. I don't know what it is, but shit's going down.
Is this shit going down in my house?
It's happening next door, baby.
Maybe I don't know if it's going down in your house or not, but I have.
That is troubling. Why don't you find out what's happening? And then we can continue. Because that issue, that's not worth fucking around on.
All right. So she calls Madison.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Madison, you are probably getting off of the 7585 connector when your phone starts to ring.
I will pick it up.
Excuse me.
All right, dude, what's the deal?
There's some troubling activity that was unaccounted for, and I believe it may be related to. He kind of glances up to the cab driver and then back to the phone. maybe related to... You see, there's this religious group that isn't terribly happy with us.
Yeah, I know. I need to know where.
Oh, the northern part of the city for the most part.
Okay.
But I'm going to keep an eye on the situation.
Okay. All right. Would it behoove us to get people there that aren't us?
I think it might behoove us to try to get to the same place, regardless of where that might be.
All right, because
Uh-oh.
given the situation, I'm thinking, what?
You broke up for a little bit. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Given the situation, I'm thinking that maybe pulling.
Oh, no.
Thought it was me for a moment. I was like, oh.
No, I think it's her.
And things to where I. Hello?
Sorry, you broke up pretty bad for a bit.
One more time.
Can
Sorry.
we wind back a little bit?
Okay. Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good. You're fine now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Just gonna say, I'm just wondering if maybe I.
Son of a bitch.
Cursed information.
It just.
It really is.
I should.
Sorry.
Can I just take this in character and say that?
Yeah,
that,
there's a really bad connection on your phone, Madison. Sorry, McKenna.
Every time you try to say something, McKenna, is when you break up.
Of course it is. Of
But
course
only when you're in character, it seems.
Yeah. So like, yeah, there's a bad connection. Something's happening, and she's not. You can't hear what she's saying.
To the text then.
All right. So, and he's just Mr. Rivers is sort of just having polite nothing conversations with Trayvon and the boys while you're having this conversation. Okay, so you get a text message, Dylan. Madison says, "Where do we need more dogs over there, or is it a bad if I bring them here?" Is that intentionally like garbled and not comprehensible, McKenna?
No,
it
that's
would make
perfectly comprehensible.
it would make sense, Cadence, if Cadence just doesn't type very well.
She's on a flip phone. What do you want from her?
Fair enough. I love it.
He will respond. Let's get all the dogs in one place, and not let them run wild.
Okay. In which case, she's going to turn to Ethan and she says it's in the north part of the city.
So not here.
No.
Well, it sounds like you have something to attend to. So, how's about, and he holds out his hand, you owe me a minor boon. I will call the sheriff, have him send some of his boys over here to break up this little party. You get what you want. I get something out of it, and you're free to tend to your business.
What I'm saying is that I don't want him here now. Because if the Second Inquisition's in town, no, we need whatever needs to be taken care of. That's bigger than you or me. And no, I'm saying call the sheriff because he's going to want to know.
Fair.
Well,
Shit.
I'll tell you this. Northern part of the city, that's not Camarilla territory. He's not going to do anything about it.
I mean, we could bring it wherever.
I mean,
He says, I'll certainly look into this. But Atlanta's a big place. And rest assured, we'll have people on it. But there's no reason that you have to abandon whatever little plan you have.
all right. And she's like, well then, here, I'll owe you a tiny boon and you let me talk to him.
Just the sheriff.
Yeah.
The deputies.
And his deputies, whatever. But
So
as long as we know the message is coming from me.
I'll see what I can do. He says, so you're gonna wait here for them?
Just get him on the fucking phone. Give me his phone number. I don't care.
He's like, no. His phone number is not something that is on the table right now.
Well, then you call him.
I will.
I assume you got it.
I certainly can get in contact with people, but we'll get the ball rolling. We'll have this little charade play out. He goes and says, try not to. He goes off into another room. Willow.
Hey, what's up?
So
tell me about the gas station or those the fact that those people walked into a shadow.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You've sort of gone off into sort of a dark patch of this shopping center where nothing is lit. And you are seeing these two gentlemen, and over one of their shoulders is a shirtless form of that Indian person, and there is a stake jutting out of their back. And they say, the other one, the one that's not having someone on their backs, is, what the fuck is happening?
It's a good question. Is this you? Is this your fault? And I just sort of look at them with my classic Willow blankness.
I need to make a roll. It's a good roll.
Shit.
Would you like to roll manipulation subterfuge?
Sure. I mean, I feel like it couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
These are only one unless there's two of them, correct?
Yes, unless there's two of them.
So just 2 successes.
2 successes. He says,
Yeah.
Don't bullshit me.
Listen,
We were here on a fairly routine thing. And all hell starts breaking loose in the most annoying fucking ways. And then he looks over. What the fuck is happening?
Listen, I saw them there. I just wanted to tip you off because I figured something was up with you.
Yeah, but what are you doing here?
I'm here for the vape shop. I lie.
That's going to be another manipulation subterfuge roll.
I'm here for the vape zone. Duh.
Dadoy.
Another 2 successes.
He says, you may look like a millennial, but I don't think you fucking vape.
Oh, no, I don't. But people in the vape shop, I need to talk
Yeah,
to
no,
them.
you're lying.
Listen, I just need to get my van. You guys can go. I opened the fucking door for you. Go on.
He says,
You should actually be thanking me.
yeah, I don't thank people who fucking lie to me and cause me problems.
Oh. All right, then. Well, good fucking night.
He says, those motherfuckers are everywhere.
Yeah, I know. That's why I need to get my shit.
He says, either we work together and have the best chance of getting out of this fucking strip mall, or you can go off on your own. I don't care. But I don't think it's a good idea for any of us to fall into their hands. But I am not going to work with someone who's feeding me a load of bullshit. I've already had to deal with a lot of shit tonight.
If I can get my van, whatever. I have a hotel close to here that I'm staying at.
He kind of checks his watch.
But I just need to get a tow truck in to get my van.
He says, you realize that's going to be complicated, right?
Yeah, they're probably going to stop it. I need somebody to pretend it's their truck.
He says,
I need someone warm to pretend that it's their truck and they're trying to get it towed. That's all I need.
He says, you're heading to the gas station. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I know. And so I sort of go to turn because I'm like, I need to get this. My phone is in that car.
Mhm.
I need to use that gas station's phone.
Okay.
She's just like,
He
listen,
says,
frazzled.
we're going to keep an eye on you.
Cool.
He says, if you fuck us, we will burn your ass to the ground.
I just sort of turn around and just give the very classic Willow, this dead, blank sort of stare. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Cold as fucking ice. And I turn back around to go because I need to call shit.
Okay. Yeah, so you make your way into the gas station. It's there's one guy, and he says,
Hi. Do you have a phone that I could use?
he kind of blinks for a little bit. He says, well, I can sell you. We got pay-as-you-go phones here.
What about your phone? I need to call a tow truck.
Give me a charisma persuasion roll, please.
Can I add the fact that I'm a pretty girl to this?
I mean, do you have any sort of pretty girl merits?
I actually do have the merit, the 2-dot merit looks beautiful.
Absolutely, you can add that to your character.
All right, so it's charisma and what?
Charisma and persuasion.
All right, now I'm going to add these 3.
You go, girl.
I'm a pretty girl. I just have depression.
I'm so happy.
Yes. 3.
Okay. So when you say tow truck and you just sort of have this sort of despondency to you, like that disarms him. Like he's, gas station at 3 a.m. Someone wants to use the phone, hackles go up, but you seem harmless. So he brings out the phone and hands the receiver to you.
Thanks. I
And he
appreciate
says,
that a lot.
He's not handing you like the phone, like the thing that dials. And he says, you tell me number.
Okay. And so the person I'm actually going to call first is one of my allies.
Okay.
I'm going to probably call my roommate Maria. I think that's her name.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, Maria.
She keeps hours like I do.
Okay.
And so I know she's awake. Yeah, so Maria Rodriguez. I sort of call her. And I just wait for her to pick up. She's probably playing Overwatch or some shit.
Yeah, it takes a couple of rings, but it picks up. What do you want?
Hey, my fucking van broke down and I need you to wait there with a tow truck. Can you get an Uber down to, and I say the name of the gas station?
She's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, it
sucks.
broke down. I'm about to call like AAA to come and get it, but like I need to be somewhere right now and I need somebody to sit with it.
She's like, okay, fine.
I'll do something nice for you, I promise.
That's good. I was gonna ask for something nice. But yeah, no, give me the address. I'll be there when I can.
Yeah, just Uber down. Don't bring your car. Or if you bring your car. We can trade.
Cool.
I need you to take I need you to take the tow truck. Let me think. There's probably a shop somewhere around our apartment. I just need it. I just need it there, and then I can get it fixed up and take it back tomorrow.
Okay, all right. I'll come down. I'll get there,
Yeah.
and I guess we can trade cars.
Yeah, try to be speedy about it. I appreciate it. I'm gonna take you out for something so nice.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, cool. I gotta go.
Hey, all right. Love you, babe. And I hang up the phone.
Okay.
All right, hold on. One more. I have to call AAA.
Hmm.
And then I sort of, call AAA. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, my van broke down. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you arranged for a tow truck.
Cool. Hey, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you doing me this favor at 3 a.m.
It's
I say
no
to the
problem.
gas station attendant.
Like, it's no problem. I mean, you're in trouble, and sounds like you got it sorted. He's like,
Hey, I
"Why
like
not-
your arm tattoos. Can I get your number?
You can totally get my number. And he like writes
Cool.
it down. He says, why don't you have a coffee on the house?
Oh, it's okay. I don't drink coffee. It gives me hives. I'm sorry, that was me.
So if anybody's watching and wants to send us fan art, I think the first piece of fan art should just be a picture of Willow completely dead-faced, simply saying, "I don't drink coffee, it gives me hives."
Yeah, that would
That's
be.
like the most on-brand thing you've ever fucking done on the show.
Trying to get it out because I have to be stone-faced for this bitch.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So
I
Madison.
get his number.
Yeah, you get his number and you chat his ass up. Madison, you get back to the Haven. Doing anything in particular? I can't hear you, man.
Uh-oh, I think you're muted.
Sorry, I was hardware muted. Yeah, I'm still gonna fuck those guys.
What?
The camis.
Okay, so like I said, you're
Are
getting
you
back to
still
the
ready
Haven.
to beat them?
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to the Haven, and then I'm gonna press the button to initiate phase 2.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
What exactly is going to happen?
So a bunch of coincidentally timed street closures, false reports of a gas leak here and there. This support on so and so bridge is falling down. We need to close this section of the road. Da da da. I mean, this is gonna fuck 285 traffic for the next like 3 or 4 days. But
Okay.
whatever, that's not my
All
problem.
right, so you're instigating like 285 on fire, like fucking
More
meth
or
fire.
less,
Yeah.
but specifically instigating all of these different routes closed so that
Okay.
when they leave by the
They have to
predetermined
go
route
right.
I'd arranged with Willow, they are routed and forced into that Anarch territory with that hotel.
Okay. So this is gonna take like you've got a lot pre-set up, but it's gonna take some maneuvering to get everything timed right.
And that's why I'm back home
Indeed.
in my domain.
Indeed. So I'm gonna need you to roll an intelligence politics roll, adding your influence. This is tapping your resources as well if you want to act at full ham.
Yeah, I'm going all out.
Cool.
7 successes.
7 goddamn successes.
Holy
Anime moment. Ching.
Indeed.
Just as
indeed,
planned.
indeed.
In fact, may I suggest I want to mix a little flavor in there with 7 successes?
Mhm.
I'm going to feign some of these actually being from the federal level so that it musses and mixes up with anyone trying to look after either mine or the Second Inquisitions, and they all kind of blend together.
Oh.
I dig it.
That's
So
good.
that if the cam ever finds out, I can be like, it was the hunters, man.
Listen, man, they're so smart.
I dig it. Okay. So, Cadence.
Hmm.
At Chateau des Rivers, it takes about 15 minutes. But a couple of kindred, about 4 kindred show up. And they are basically obviously have been told to get these motherfucking anarchs out of my house. And it seems to be kind of a beautiful little pageant starts to play off where the sheriffs are manhandling the East Street Boys and you. out of this guy's condo.
She does not feel good about this at all. So she's going to send another text to Madison. Dogs here. Should I tell them to I ?
Do I feel any resistance to my operations? What I'm doing, Scott?
Let me make a roll. See how on the ball they are.
Because my answer will depend. That's why I'm.
You think that they are very focused on their current operation, so you don't see a lot of tendrils coming out and interacting with your phase 2.
I'll actually respond. You know, actually, it's always a shame to cancel a party. Why don't you have a little fun?
Break some shit.
Yeah, sure, whatever. She's gonna because I'm torn between rough them up or say you guys got played and this Bruja over here helped play you. But
ooh, that could get him in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it could. She still owes him a favor, but she doesn't like it, so she'll do both.
Okay.
She'll try to rough him up a bit.
Okay, so you
And
get
Kindred
into.
can't cash boons.
That's true. So, yeah. These guys are pretty hard. Like, these guys are very, very experienced, kindred enforcers. So you get into a tussle with these guys, but even with these street boys, you throw a few punches. Do you ever pop your claws on these guys?
Oh no, she's not popping the claws in front of the camp.
If you don't pop your claws on these guys, then it's a small tussle. It's very clear that these guys are very skilled at kicking the shit out of other kindred. These street boys are no slouch, but these guys are older than any of you. So it's a brawl. You take a couple of points of damage, but you make one hell of a scene. Now, what do you say in regards to Mr. Rivers specifically in the midst of this fracas?
She's gonna say, oh God, probably something along the lines of, you know, you guys really didn't need to be here tonight. I was just looking for a good time. Really gotta thank Mr. Rivers for being so goddamn accommodating.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's not bad. I would like for you to give me let's go with a charisma and persuasion roll.
Charisma and persuasion, okay.
Because there's a chance that these guys are just going to brush you off.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just talking shit.
3.
Okay. Make a roll on their behalf.
God. Please let them roll like 1. If that.
They, the one guy who's sort of staying detached from the fracas, maybe throwing a punch here and there, but just seems to be kind of like managing the situation. When you say that, like he stops and looks at you, and then looks over at Rivers. And they are saying clearly a lot between them with eye contact. Like these guys clearly know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks back to you and says, "Thank you." And then they proceed to just throw your ass out.
Which is fine. Totally fine.
Okay.
Text back, mission accomplished. Head home.
So,
thumbs up emoji.
Willow, you're waiting for a little bit before anything happens. It's going to take a while for her to get here. It's going to take a little bit for the tow truck to get here.
Yeah, once she's here, once me and her sort of make the trade-off with she arrives, I get in her car, and she goes to wait.
Well, what I want to know, because like I said, this is going to take a little bit. What are you doing before either her or the tow truck show up? Because it's going to be like maybe 20 minutes before something happens, and you're in a hot situation.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you're doing.
I'm debating about whether or not I want to stay in the fucking I want to stay in that 7-Eleven.
Are you getting your phone back?
Yeah.
It's in the tow truck. That's what it's in the truck, and that's really what I'm interested in. That's why I'm trying to get a tow truck to get the van, because the van has, some of my personal stuff, and that's why the tow truck is arriving, and that's why I need a human to sit there and be like, oh, it's for me, because then if it gets taken away, it doesn't matter where it gets taken away, it's away from there.
That makes sense.
I'm probably not going to get my phone back until I go back to my house or the base and I get one of my myriad of other burner phones, of which I have too fucking many.
Yeah, so I will say, Madison and Cadence, you haven't heard from Willow in hours.
And that's probably weird because I'm pretty good about keeping up with you guys. But, I might... Can I do a thing if I can see if I could remember off the top of my head Madison or McKenna's number? Because
sure.
I don't know if she has that sort of crazy photographic memory of like
roll me
phone numbers.
Roll me double wits.
Double wits? All right. Let me see. 2 successes.
You remember Cadence's number.
All right, so I'm still at the gas station, so I might make another call.
Okay.
Just be like, hey, I'm gonna just call her up. I'm leaning over the counter,
So yeah.
In this guy's way.
Yeah, he's fine with it. He's cool. Like, he's got stuff that he needs to do, but he's like handed you the phone proper, so you like can make a call.
It's the most exciting thing that's happened to him in 3
a.m.
in a while.
Absolutely. Hot girl who wants to hang out with him during a shift. Fuck yeah. So Cadence, you're back in the punk rock van, and like there's kind of uncomfortable silence with the boys. Like, that did not go exactly the way it was planned to go. And in the middle of the silence, your phone starts to buzz with an unknown number.
She would pick it up.
Okay.
She's, she always, likes to make sure. So she said, hello?
Hey, bitch, what's up? So...
Are you okay?
I'm physically just fine, but I had to get a tow truck to come and get my van that has all my important stuff in it. And so that's a real bummer. There's like police. Yeah.
Do you need me up there?
No, I have a ride on its way. And there's some other people that I might give a ride to that hotel. I mean, will you know who be routed to that hotel later? Do you know if that's going off or if it's not?
As far as I know, everything's still... I haven't heard anything different.
All right, well, I'll be dropping them off at that hotel.
Okay.
Getting out of here.
Okay.
I hope your night went better.
Oh my God, it went It didn't go tits up. Maybe like one tit up.
Like, are you in the midst of it going tits up right now? Like,
No. We did our thing. We got the fucking Goonies out this way, but it's. Oh, I fucking. I'm not a subtle person. I was unsubtle in the wrong type of way.
Oh no, you didn't like tell him exactly what you were doing up there, did you?
No, he caught on to the fact that it was a hustle, and then I just.
Did you break under pressure?
He agreed to call the sheriff's in.
What did he get? What'd you give him for that?
He said a minor boon, but I mean, as soon as I got the chance,
he's probably gonna have you kill someone later.
Well, I called the fucking once the deputies got here, I insinuated that he was in on the deal, and they were not happy with him. So I don't know.
All right. Well, I just want.
I gotta talk this out with the guys. So
yeah.
But if you need anything.
No, just you guys probably won't be able to get a hold of me. My keys are locked up in my van. My phone is locked up in my van and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I did meet a nice guy at the 7-Eleven though. And I make eye contact with Jeff or whoever behind the thing.
Jeff is all like he like gives that douchebag nod.
Yeah, Jeff is nice. He has a tattoo of a star on his neck and I'm into it. All right, I'll call you later.
Okay, be safe.
And I hang it up.
Hang up.
All right, my ride's going to be here soon, so I'm going to wait outside the store. I'll see you around.
Yeah, give me a call.
I definitely will.
So yeah,
that was a lie.
Oh no, she's going to eat them later. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, you head out the thing. Where are you going?
I'm just going to kind of hang around and wait.
Okay. So yeah, after a little bit, your friend shows up in her car, and you share the details. The tow truck is sort of pulling in. It gets stopped by the cars by the cops, but it checks out it's a tow truck coming to get a car.
And I just have her go and stand with it and get a ride home.
Okay.
In the tow truck, and I take her car, and I sit in it for a bit, and I sort of look back, keeping my eye out for those three. Sort of back my car up, drive a little bit slow near where I saw them last, and sort of like look around, like, you know, I didn't give them any sort of signal. As to like, hey, get in the car.
I mean, you're in, like I said, you're in a dark part of the parking lot, which is where they are.
I unlock the doors.
There we go.
I unlock the doors.
Within seconds of the doors unlocking, they just sort of seem to open of their own accord, and then one person gets in the front seat, a body gets thrown into the back seat, and then another person is in there.
Cool. All right. And I start to drive.
And like, it's at around this time that like that uncanny sensation of dawn is coming. You all get it. You know,
I have a hotel. I have a hotel nearby that I've been staying at. You guys are welcome to stay with me. I mean, if you're not too like fucked up about me lying to you or whatever.
They kind of
you can pay me back later.
You're driving to the hotel?
Yeah, because if it's
we're not gonna
get to the point where
we're not gonna owe you shit.
Getting scared.
We're not gonna owe you shit.
Okay then, whatever. I'll remember that.
He's one of them in the back seat is like, there's some shit going on.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah. Fucking GPS is going fucking wide with all these accidents and road closures.
Are there any on the way to the hotel?
Surprisingly, no.
Thank God. I sort of just pull up
They're all like, yeah, we don't know you shit, but it's getting close to dawn.
Don't worry about it. Consider this a act of generosity on my part.
Right. Why don't you
Okay.
fucking drive?
I sort of stop. Like, once I get up and I pull in, I'm like, all right. Well, check into the room. And I give them a room number. I'm like, I'll check into mine. I'll see you around.
So, question about the van. Did you have it like go to a shop, or did you like send it to the hotel? Where did you send this van?
I sent it to a shop near where me and Maria live.
Okay, all right.
So
you sent it downtown.
Across town.
Okay, all right, noted.
I sent it across town, but for me, because I bought so many rooms in this hotel,
yeah.
I
you bought the hotel. Like it's a pretty small affair. Like it's maybe like 20 rooms total.
I mean, it's a bit of a no-tell motel, but hey, listen, the closets are just fine. But I tell them a room, and I'm just like, go check in, do whatever. I'm gonna also check in.
Yeah, and you have it all arranged so that there's only one room available to them.
Yeah, so if they go into one, there's also going to be one other room available for if anyone else gets routed there too.
Gotcha.
And so I'm just like, okay, no big deal, no big deal.
Okay.
Whatever.
So, yeah. So, if I recall correctly, the third phase of this plan was to get some of your thin-blooded allies to essentially kidnap these people while they sleep. Is that still on board?
So, I'm going to confer with Willow before dawn, and based on what she says, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to freestyle a fresh new ending.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably play phone tag once I get into my hotel.
Yeah,
where I'll phone tag everyone I need to do, so I have everyone's number, and I'm just like, hey, so what's the deets?
So I'll say that you guys are basically on a conference call.
Yeah.
Actually, no. It actually doesn't take too terribly long for Cadence to get back to the Haven. Like the East Street boys drop you off. They're like, we need to talk to the boss, and then we're gonna talk about what happened later.
She actually wants to talk it out on the way to the Haven if she can.
They're like,
because she is not happy with how it went down, and she wants to make it clear that she is feeling just as bad about it as they are.
Yeah.
And
you can make that clear. Like you can be very earnest about it and whatnot. But they're like, we need to have a powwow amongst ourselves before we have a serious. You're noted. That was real fucked up. We're not saying that you fucked us, but we need to talk amongst ourselves before we really talk about what happened.
So
that cool?
We sort of cool?
No, it's fine. It's fine. We're still on talking terms. Hopefully the thing went off, and little Mr. Fuckface has his pants around his ankles. But just let us talk amongst ourselves, okay? Before we get into it.
Okay. And then before she gets dropped off, she wants to see if she can just have a private word with Trayvon.
Yeah, basically when you stop in front of the Haven, like you let him know that you want to talk to him one-on-one for like a couple minutes. Okay. And he gets out of the car and he's like, "What's up?"
Okay, so this is gonna sound kind of weird, but the Four Horsemen thing?
Yeah, we know those guys.
You know what exactly it is they do?
Not exactly. I know in general they keep the real dead in line.
Yeah. So one of them paid us a visit the other night. Your cousin, was it? He wanted answers. Want to know what happened.
Wait. Cadence, I really need you to not drop this sort of shit on me this close to dawn.
Sorry. I don't know when I'm going to see you again with all of this going on. And look, he just wanted to let you know that what's a face is going to have a kid, and he wants you to look out for it.
Okay. To be continued.
Okay.
but I gotta go.
I know. Go get some rest.
Okay, so you get into the Haven. You guys get Willow on speaker basically to have a quick powwow.
Hey, so I have one half of our package in a room across the hotel.
One half.
I mean, one unit.
Gotcha.
It's not the sheriff or whatever, but
Well, yeah, we weren't expecting.
yeah,
that.
they're in another room. And so, what's the deal?
Okay, so it went all right on your side,
I mean,
other than the whole. Yeah.
Yeah. So, were the police your plan?
No.
All right. Well, something went fucking wrong, mate.
I'm quite aware, but it's under control.
Okay. Good. Well. Yeah.
Willow, do you? Hold on, one quick. Do you explain like what went down with these guys? Like, do you explain what they were doing with the other guy, or are you keeping that close to the vest?
I feel like it wouldn't seem as pressing to me to mention the abuse because that's not important right now this close to dawn.
Sure.
What's more important to her is, hey, is the extraction occurring, or because I don't want to stay here overnight.
I just wanted to know if you went into it like off camera, but noted. Continue your roleplay.
So what's the deal? Are you just gonna leave me here overnight? Are you gonna have someone wrap me up and take me back to my place, or what?
If you're comfortable staying there overnight, I think the best move is for us to just get someone to cover you.
I mean, no, I don't want to stay here overnight. This place has fleas.
Okay.
I mean, that's not the most important, but honestly, these guys are no fucking business. It's not that I don't feel super safe being in the same vicinity. So if you send someone to get them, can you please send someone to get me and put me somewhere else?
If you would trust one of our young friends with carrying you in the daylight like that, then that's up to you.
Do they have the equipment to do that?
I can get them the equipment.
I'm assuming that you guys arrange for the proper equipment for that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, it's fine. They can just drop me off.
So we're still planning to...
Listen, man, you're the mastermind. There's 3 of them. I don't know if the sheriff is on his way or not, but they're definitely there.
Cadence, how'd it go on your side?
All
right, cool.
Do you just want to come and get the Malkavian?
I think that might be the best way to do it.
If you come and just get the Malkavian, you better come and get me too.
I will make sure that you're taken care of.
Okay. Because those guys, those bodyguards aren't fucking around. I'm very serious.
Which one's the Malkavian?
Undercut.
I don't know what any of them look like.
I briefly described them, and I'm just like, the little one, undercut, they're staked.
They're what?
They're staked.
What? Okay.
Listen,
why, though?
They were throwing a fit. They're probably having a Malkavian moment, and whatever.
And staked themselves?
No. The bodyguards. Do you remember when I told you it seemed like a hostage situation? I'm going to go out and say it probably is. Anyhow, the sun is coming up. Is there anything else?
No, you should sleep.
All
Scott,
right.
is this game, if you're safe, can you still expend willpower to force yourself to stay up a little bit longer and get stuff done?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. All right. I'm going to make sure everything is in order before I hit the sack. You should get some rest.
I'm going to be in the closet if they come in for me.
Yeah. Thanks. I'll figure it out. Just don't worry about it.
Willow, I'd like you to roll me an intelligence occult, please.
No problem. Let me see. Haha, I have no occult.
Yeah.
2.
Okay. You're thinking through the events of the evening, and just something clicks in your head, and it's not necessarily like super alarming or super relevant, but when you think back to like when you were talking to those guys and how everything went silent, like that
So
clicks in your
difficult
head
this
that
one.
that's not your average obfuscate ability. That's the purview of the Banu Hakim.
Yeah.
So that you're pretty certain that one of those is one of that clan, and that's just a thing that fires in your head, and it's a little troubling because those guys are mecha badasses.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, sun is coming up, and you guys are definitely feeling the pull of the day sleep. Willow, there's a closet that you can get to. Cadence, you are feeling it hard, because the beast is crawling to get to safety in the back of your head. And Madison, you have a little bit better control of your beast, and you can expend a bit of willpower to stay up and get some shit done. So what
time
does
to have a little bit of the metaphorical cocaine?
Indeed. What does that look like? What are you doing?
Like as far as expressing the exertion of willpower to stay awake, or what am I doing?
What are you doing with your additional time?
I'm calling up whichever I judge to be of our little thin blood cadre the most capable of executing the last step of this particular scene.
I'm assuming that you had this set up ahead of time, because this is a big ask to ask sight unseen. No. So your little cadre of like B&E thugs, you think are the right people for this job. You don't think they're the best people, but they're the people you have that can do this.
They've also got the advantage of being able to fucking walk in the daylight.
That is very true. Now it's not like they can just walk around like mortals and be hunky dory. It sucks. Like this is something you found out. It's like it is oppressive. They can't use any of their abilities, their powers, or anything like that. It is like walking around with a migraine. But they can do it.
I'm going to make sure that they're also treated to whatever niceties would be appropriate.
I mean, like, you have enough money to, like, just give them $10,000.
Pretty much, yeah.
And, like, that is more money than any of them have ever had. So that's a thing that motivates the shit out of them.
Hell yeah.
So, the
plan is going to be, instead of getting all three of them and dropping them off in Camby territory, we're only going to get the Malkavian and Willow.
Okay.
We're going to get them somewhere safe. I'm going to have them bring both of those people back to the communal haven.
Okay.
Instead of trying to have them split and take people to two different places. And I'll take the tongue lashing from Willow when she wakes up.
All right.
And then I am going to, using whatever amount of energy I still have in me, start putting together a blood bond deprogramming strategy, because Madison's pretty convinced that, based on what Willow has explained, this Malkavian is probably more of a slave than a coder, remember?
That seems to be I would say that you have a good chance of being right about that. So I am not going to be an asshole and leave any of this to chance. I'm going to say that these Thin Bloods accomplish this task. That Willow and your unnamed Malkavian target get bagged up. It's actually very easy to get the Malkavian because they've got a stake to their heart.
Yeah.
I am actually going to do one last little bit of flex, since that was the whole point of this. And I'm going to, in an envelope, do a handwritten letter that says, "My dearest sheriff, enclosed is a document that I believe may assist you in understanding the morals, or understanding the ethics and mores appropriate to modern society. And inside is a printed copy of the Emancipation Proclamation." Hold it up.
Oof! Oof a doof! Okay.
Oh, I love it. It's so petty. God. I live for it.
Best of luck in your studies. Love the Anarch movement.
I love it. So yeah, sun comes up. Madison.
Our gang's name is the Liberators.
Did that just come to you in like
Yes.
a light bulb?
I mean,
him.
I'm down with it. We'll see how it flies. So yeah, I'm gonna fast forward slightly to the next night. We're gonna cover what happens when you all wake up. But there is a little something that I want to drop on one of you. Willow,
Here we go.
when you get your car back, when you get your truck back,
Yikes.
and you get your hands on all of your equipment, you have your phone there,
Yeah.
and it's filled with text messages, most of them from Madison, and calls and whatnot. But you see that there's a series of messages, about 3 messages, from your automated security system in your sort of business haven.
Rough.
And there's basically you look at it, you can tell that something happened at that haven. You're able to go onto your laptop very quickly and pull up the footage because you got surveillance on your own haven. And
What do I see?
And what you see is your front door is forced open. There doesn't appear to be anybody there when it happens. A few moments later, Hancock shows up in the middle of your living room. He's holding a very large crate. He puts it down. It's actually no, it's not a very large crate. It's maybe a suitcase-sized crate.
Yikes.
Puts it down in the middle of your living room.
Mm-hmm.
Looks around, finds the camera, blows you a kiss, and then disappears.
Hell yes. I mean, 1, I'm terrified, but 2, hell yes. Shit.
And we'll see what's going on with that next session.
Next time.
All right, everyone. Thank you very, very, very much for playing, and thank you, viewers, for watching, either on live or on the YouTubes. That was interesting. Did everyone have fun with that?
Yes.
Whoa,
Everything went just as planned.
and
Oh.
yet not just as planned.
Oh, I had some monkey wrenches ready to go.
It
it didn't-
not according to Keikaku, I'm
Uh,
afraid.
No, not according to Keikaku at all.
I think
it
it was mostly according to
was
Keiko.
all according to Madison's Keikaku, but there's going to be some repercussions here that I'm just like,
All right, I'm gonna display my cultural ignorance. What the fuck is Keikaku?
Well, Keikaku means planned, you see.
Oh, is this
It's
is
a
this
joke
one of the?
from It's okay. So when Death Note the anime Death Note was running, it was being fan subbed, or I can't remember who was in the sub or the fan translation. No, it was the fan translation where they took this panel and the main character says really dramatically, "just as planned," but rather than say "just as planned," they said, "all according to Keikaku." Asterisk at the bottom of the screen. Keikaku means planned.
All right, so this is one of
Just
the.
translating it.
This is one of them. Their Japanimation things.
Yeah, this is one of those Chinese cartoon jokes.
Chinese
Scott, you
cartoons.
totally
Oh
get it.
yeah. I'm totally not. Ninja Evangelion is the best anime ever.
Yeah.
Fight me.
15 years ago.
Yeah, it still is. Anyway, so fight me. Thank you guys very much for coming and playing. I think that was a lovely session.
I had a great time.
I really want to thank my patrons, particularly one Mr. Eric Ramos, one Mr. Michael Tyson, and one Mr. David Haddad for being my $5 patrons. They are the people who keep the lights on, as it were. And all my other patrons are obviously 100% gratified and all that good stuff. I'm gonna put their names up in a second, but everybody have some fun. Glad you had some fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
All right.
See you later, viewers. Fuck
Bye-bye.
Nazis.
Oh yeah, fuck them Nazis.